So today we're going to make Gap and Crack cupcake ornaments, and they're so cute and so simple to make. They're a lot of fun. So first we need to gather up all our supplies. So the first thing we're going to need to use is a muffin pan or a cupcake pan and cute cupcake liners. Then we need gaps and cracks. You can buy that at Lowe's. It's really cheap. And then we need acrylic paint. And we need Christmas ornament balls, really small ones in red, because those are going to be our cherries. Then we're going to need joint compound. You can also buy that at Lowe's. And then we need pennies. We need 3 pennies to put at the bottom of our cupcakes. So before we start putting our Gap and Crack stuff in our cupcake liners, we need to put 2 or 3 pennies on the bottom of the cupcake liner before we put in the foam, because after it's all completed and done, it gets too top heavy and it starts to tip over depending on how much icing you put on. So put in 3 pennies before we start putting in the Gaps and Cracks foam. So step 1 is to, after you put in your cupcake liners with your 3 pennies, is to fill your cupcake liners with the Gap and Crack stuff. Now only fill it till a little less than half of your cupcake liner, because if you overfill it, it ends up looking like this. And if you do it right, it should look like this. So really you just want to fill a little bit less than half of your cupcake liner with the Gap and Crack stuff. The next step is to let your cupcakes dry and form. They'll expand, and it took me, I left it out for about 8 hours, and they were solid and ready to go, ready to be painted. So wait 8 hours. I suggest waiting 8, that way the inside gets foamy too. You can also leave them overnight if you want to. But as soon as they harden, the next step is to paint them. After you paint them, you want to let it dry, because if you try to put the next step on while it's wet, it turns out really gross, and just don't do it. So the next step is to make the icing, and you use the joint compound. So what I did is just put joint compound in a plastic baggie and add a tiny little bit of acrylic paint and mix it around, and then cut a little hole in the bag and squirt it out like icing. And the last step is to put your Christmas ornament ball on top of your cupcake, and then let it dry. You can also add sprinkles or tiny beads as accents, any accents you want to make it cute. I used sugar sprinkles, just the plain sugar ones, and after I did that, I came back and looked at my cupcake, and the sugar sprinkles had melted into the joint compound. So I wouldn't suggest putting sugar sprinkles on right away. I would wait for the compound to get a little hard. And it takes about an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on how much joint compound you use. And then, so yay, we made a cute cupcake ornament. It's so cute. Thanks for watching.